Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Ghost Cup Series live from Daytona National Speedway in beautiful Daytona Beach, Florida. This is Angel Santiago. We are in the Esports Broadcasting Network booth. We want to thank Fort Worth Screen Printing. Oh, my apologies. I'm going to have to get used to saying that. For being the title sponsor, of course, of the season here. We have an exciting season to start, the inaugural season for the Ghost Cup Series. And we have currently DJ Daniel starting on pole. We have Alfred Denny's going to be in second, Trey Whitehead in third, James Jones in fourth, Kyle Gardner's in fifth, Ron Gardner in sixth, Jeffrey Vickery in seventh, Chris Wheeler in eighth, Nathan Eastep is in ninth, Cole Martin in 10th, Cliff Corview, one of our very own from SRM and the Esports Broadcasting Network. Mike Sobinovsky, I'm going to have to double check with him, make sure I'm saying that correctly. Michael Corvo, hopefully I'm not butchering your name, Cliff and Mike. Daniel Miglin, Kyle Spees, Dylan McDonald, and Matthew. Matthew, I don't know how to say your last name. I'm going to have to double check that one with you as well. For those of you watching, just so you know, I have lost my hearing here for iRacing, but nonetheless, we are live and we are going green. If you do not hear iRacing sounds, please let me know in the chats. We're just having some minor technical difficulties to get this one going. Nonetheless, you see Alfred Denny in that number 2 Miller Lite paint scheme. Not going to be his normal paint scheme for this series. However, his paint scheme done by DEP Racing Paints, he wasn't able to get his done in time for tonight's race, but he will have it next week for the Daytona race. But it doesn't quite matter right now. He is on the front row. He is currently leading DJ Daniel. DJ giving him a good push as they go here into turns 3 and 4. James Jones behind him, Kyle Gardner in 4th, and Ron Gardner in 5th place. So really the top 4 or 5 guys, no surprise to see this quality of drivers running up front already. But you know what? Don't start counting out anybody that's back here. We got 17 drivers. Any one of these drivers are going to be available to win today's race. And remember, today's race, we are just here to set the lineup for the bottom row for the Daytona race coming up next week. Lots and lots of exciting racing to go for tonight's race. So start giving everybody shout outs. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, please feel free to let us know who you're rooting for. We'd be happy to jump over to them at one point, give them a shout out as well. Got some beautiful looking paint schemes throughout the field tonight as well. Zach, thank you very much. Sound was good. Zach was supposed to be jumping in for us to do our invocation. We had a national anthem prepared for tonight's race as well, but just some crazy technical difficulties out of nowhere causing this to get backed up. So we'll be sure to get those in for you before the second duel, which will be at 9:10 p.m. So exactly an hour after tonight's start here in the 8:10, the first duel. We've only got 30 laps, so this is going to be quick. You're going to want to be up front for as long as you possibly can. Of course, staying up front means odds are you're going to get this win in hand, trying to stay ahead of everybody. That last time around, the 17th place driver in the number 29 Chevrolet Camaro was Matthew. He had the fastest lap that time around, so great run for him so far there. We got a couple different camera angles to bring to you today, brought to you by the Esports Broadcasting Network and our good friend Frank, joining us once again in the booth here a couple of days during the week. If you haven't already, be sure to like, subscribe, and share our YouTube or Facebook page, whichever one you're watching. We've got racing going on just about every single night of the week, and a couple of nights we got double and triple headers. As you see, guys are just moving everywhere. The 21 moves up. Jeffrey Vickery gets up behind or under the 36. Kyle Spees kind of forces him out of the way. We saw in that transaction DJ Daniel, Trey Whitehead, and Alfred Denny, now the top 3 drivers. James Jones and Jeffrey Vickery hold on to the top 5. Luckily I've had the opportunity to race against probably 90% of the field tonight, just in this first duel. I think there's maybe only a handful that I haven't raced with in my time on iRacing, so I get this great opportunity to talk with and about the drivers that I've had plenty of experience racing around. So DJ Daniel, we know how good he is from his time in the other league that Chris Hupka has run before. Trey Whitehead, I've raced with him a couple of times. Obviously, everybody knows me if they've raced with me. I've had a hothead moment or two, and I think probably with each one of these drivers. So, but all is fun now. We're having a great time. You see DJ Daniel still in the lead as we come down. 25 laps to go. 5 laps completed already. Nathan Estep, no surprise for him. He's going to have the fastest lap now at 46:21. Pretty blazing fast lap at this moment in time. Just ever so slightly faster, however, than Ron Gardner right in front of him and Kyle Gardner in front of him as well. You're also going to want to pay attention to see some of the teams that are going to be racing with each other in today's race. We have quite a few different teams. We'll have to go through them little by little as we get the opportunity to. So currently from Sizemore Motorsports, that is Trey Whitehead, his 2 teammates, Charles and Brock Whitehead, are not in this first race. They're in the second race, so Trey doesn't really have any partners out there to race, so he's just going to have to show these guys that he can be fast, and as long as he can be fast, he'll be up there making up some pretty good time in this situation. Then DJ Daniel, he is part of, let's see, what group is DJ in? Let's see here. Don't see where he is in on here. So don't quite know where DJ's team is. Nonetheless, you see Trey Whitehead all over the back bumper of DJ, pushing him hard. And that is part of DJ. He's got to ride that brake ever so slightly in order for the 33 to get up to his bumper. You know how large these spoilers are, and it just sets that bubble where you really can't do much with it if you're the car behind him, if you've not got any help. So if you're the car in front, you're dragging that brake ever so slightly just to kind of burst that bubble between you and the driver behind you to give you that extra push that you need. 23 laps to go, only 6 laps completed. You really aren't looking to try to push it too hard early on right now. So everybody just kind of single file for a few minutes here. Just trying to ride this one out. See a couple of drivers back here just kind of relaxing, just kind of having a little bit of fun, maybe trying to see what their cars can do working around other drivers. Yeah, John, I did not, I don't know why. The logo was perfectly fine when I set it up yesterday, and now that I'm back on here, it is not. So I will get to trying to adjust some of that in between these sessions here today. John Garrett, one of the drivers in this league as well. He is racing in the second duel, if I'm not mistaken, and he is the fine gentleman who put his company name out here, the Fort Worth Screen Printing, to be a title sponsor. And we all know how important sponsorship can be for a league and the health of a league. So big shout out to John and the family over at Fort Worth Screen Printing. Robert Lorenz, he's rooting on DJ, Mike, and Chris. You got Hupka said he's rooting for the Gardners. Christopher Hupka is the man in charge of this league. He's going to be hoping to race in the second race. He had a couple things work-wise that came up. As much as we love iRacing, it does have to come second to our work. So he's hoping to be able to make it on time, as quite a few other drivers are as well. ATC Fun Family Show on our YouTube as well, rooting on the 82 and 84, our family here, Mike and Cliff. I'm just glad everybody's able to hear iRacing, because I don't know what happened on my end. It really just out of nowhere quit on itself, and it's just right before the broadcast, of course, had to start, and not going to hold up these races, so we got to get going. Hopefully I can get it fixed on my side, because it's very, very odd trying to broadcast when you hear nothing. I'm sure we all make jokes of talking to our inner voices plenty, but feels like this is the situation that we're in now. What I'm going to do now is we're going to go ahead and look for somebody here on Discord, see if we can't drag them in that's maybe not racing at the moment. As a matter of fact, we got Zach Woods. Let's see if he's sitting in his, if he's able to talk right now. Let's drag him on in. Let's see. Hey, Zach, this is Angel here in the ESBN broadcast booth. Are you here? No, he's not. He's away from his setup, so I will send him back. All right, nonetheless, we'll go back here into the field as we're rounding out the first 10 laps completed in the race as they drive down here into turn 3. DJ Daniels still your leader. Trey Whitehead in second, Alfred Denny in third, James Jones is in fourth, Kyle Gardner in fifth, Ron Gardner in sixth, Chris Wheeler in seventh, Cole Martin is in 8th. Mike Sobanowski in 9th. Matthew has made his way up to 10th. Michael is in 11th. Nathan Estep back here in the, well, trying to pass Michael now for the 11th spot. Looking to try to make up some time on the outside. You know, there's only so much you can do. You can carry a good run, but if nobody's going to go up there and help you, as good as Nathan is at these tracks, he's not going to be able to make anything happen sitting up there alone. And his teammate, Alfred Denny, currently running into 3rd position. Nothing much more that Al can do to help him, except hope maybe this outside leg gets going ever so slightly. But here it is. You see, he's about to have some help from behind. I believe this is going to be Cliff. He's going to get up behind the number 65 of Nathan Estep. So here we go. We got a little bit of the outside groove here. Cliff and that number 84 ESBN livery. Loving that paint scheme. Of course, may or may not be a little bit biased, of course, but here we go. We can pull this one up right in front of us. Great view. I love this view that we have. You know, you can see especially great view of the paint schemes, the cars as a whole, and then just what the drivers are seeing behind them and what you're trying to prepare for. You can see how this banking adjusts coming off of the turn, and if you've ever been to Daytona, the banking is significantly more than what you might imagine. The game, our sim here, doesn't quite do us justice, and pictures don't do justice. It's when you get there, getting to see it, is when it really makes a difference, and it's just fantastic. Right, let's see some of our other. These are new camera angles for me too. Just kind of grabbing them, getting the opportunity to get them before this race began. Again, thanks to our good friend Frank, getting them over to us here. They drive down here into turn 3. I mean, we all know how to run Daytona, and it's of course a very luck-based race. However, the goal is, of course, you got to make it to the end. As much as you want to try to be safe and make it to the end, you also got to be aggressive. You know, you're not going to win this race sitting back there in 15th or 16th. And 16 laps to go. Again, 30 laps is quick. It's going to get in and out pretty quickly. Okay, looks like Zach was there, but for some reason we could not hear him. So let's try bringing Zach in one more time. All right, I see Zach is speaking, but for some reason, it is definitely something in my headset. So Zach, I'm gonna send you back real quick. You're definitely talking, I can see it, but it's something here definitely on my end with my headset. Not quite sure why.
Oh no!
So those of you, odds are you can hear him. I know it's coming up here for me. You can hear Zach Woods.
Yep, I mean I'm still here, so I know you can't hear me, so I'm going to dip out so you can call the rest of the race, and maybe we'll get it figured out next time.
Of course, it's got to have this perfect technical difficulties right here for the first race, but go ahead and let's get them out of the way now before we have the big the big start to the season. So you see Alfred's starting to peak out a little bit. You know, you also got to remember these cars can start to overheat ever so slightly, so you got to be careful. You can't be up behind somebody for too long Or else, here comes Al. He's got a big run coming off of the turn. He's going to use it. Nope. Nobody's going to go with him. He's just going to have to stick right back in line there. So, but as I said, look for Al to be aggressive. We've seen James Jones. We've here on the Esports Broadcasting Network, James Jones win a Talladega race in one of the leagues that he ran in. So every one of these guys is capable and proven champions of a track like this. Now, so the question is going to be, where does this run come from? And for those of you guys watching with us, it'll be, what can we do? Who's going to make the move, and when is it going to be the right time? You definitely don't want to wait too long. Just it takes so long to build momentum with these cars. You got to get going at least, I'd say at least 5 or 6 laps. You got to start building that outside lane. And DJ Daniel, he's going to have the great opportunity to try to block as much as he can. But sometimes being in first also means you're the sitting duck. Especially with the aggression you can have with the drivers behind you. But again, we've seen DJ, he's pretty darn good really at wherever he goes. So you're going to have to make quite the effort to try to get past DJ if you want to win this one and start on pole for the big race at Daytona next week. And speaking of, I know this week we started this race here at 8:10 p.m. Eastern time, as I made that mistake as well earlier. The racing will begin at next week. It will be at 9:10 p.m., which will be the start for our second duel of tonight's race. So that'll be the normal starting time for this series. And we're going to continue on for most of the weeks. I do believe we have a couple of off weeks here and there. As you see one car kind of sliding from the outside there off of turn 2. We expect to possibly have a special guest star in the booth with us next week, so be sure you are watching. Hopefully we can get that locked down. Don't want to quite announce anything just yet before it's official. And here comes DJ Daniel on pit road. I actually was not aware that these cars were not going to make it on fuel, so my mistake on this side. So look at this. We have a big pack of cars. We have at least 10 cars come down pit road, including our leaders, Trey Whitehead and DJ Daniel. Trey beat DJ on pit lane. I don't quite know how, but an aggressive move for Trey. And that's going to possibly benefit him quite a bit. We'll have to see where that lands him. We're going to go ahead and jump to one of our pit lane cameras. But right now, it's James Jones currently on the point. He decided to stay out along with the Gardners, Cole Martin, the Corvos, and Jeffrey Vickery. So your top 7 did not pit. It's going to be a pretty good pack to stay together still. They're going to want to try to get on pit lane as soon as they possibly can. Well, actually, I did not notice Mike, Cliff, and Jeff lost the draft, so this is actually going to hurt the 3 of those cars quite a bit. We're going to have to see where do some of these other cars, especially now the 3 of them coming down pit lane together, so it's going to leave the top 4 out alone. Don't think it's going to be quite enough, and they're not quite linked up close enough to be able to make up the time that they're going to need. So I expect, and look at this, Alfred Denny's going to beat everybody off pit lane, so that's going to be the big difference. He was on in his pit stall for 2 seconds less than Trey and DJ. Nathan Estep had the fastest one there at a 5.85 seconds. He had some time to try to gain on these guys. He was riding a little bit behind, so he's hopefully going to try to stay in the draft here, but I think he might just be out of the draft. So something you don't hear often, Nathan Estep quite possibly losing the draft. And this will actually mean that we're going to have 4 cars up front here. Alfred Denny, Trey Whitehead, DJ Daniel, and Michael. Actually, it's going to be only 3 cars. So Michael's coming off pit lane now. So my apologies there. So this leaves a 3-car breakaway and actually they're going to go ahead and move past Alfred. You know, DJ and Trey have raced together in another league as well. So they have some of that camaraderie to go with it. So that'll put Al and kind of leave Al almost hanging. He'll have to see if he can make anything happen or if he's going to be stuck starting in the 5th position come Daytona. Right now, James Jones, the Gardners, and Cole Martin, those top 4 cars are still out there. And then the number 29 of Matthew, he was able to fall in right behind these guys. So he's currently a lap down, but he has come down pit lane. And while it looked like he could have possibly lost the draft, at the very least, he's going to be with a pack of 4 cars in front of him. He's going to be able to carry some pretty good speed hopefully not lose too many more laps and get himself a pretty decent starting position for Daytona. And I mean, let's be honest, everybody knows Daytona doesn't really matter where you start. All that matters is where you finish. You can come from the back. But, you know, starting on pole for the inaugural season of a series, there's something about that has a nice ring to it, and you want to keep that going. Dana, thank you for joining us on our YouTube. Rooting on Mike Sawanovsky, currently running in the 10th position. He was one of those drivers that came down pit lane. We still got 4 cars and have yet to come down pit lane, and looks like they're staying out here. They're going to try to stretch this as long as they possibly can go. So this will be interesting to see how far they can take it. All right, so let's see here. We're coming down 6 laps to go as now they're pulling up on the 21 of Jeffrey Vickery, another one of those drivers who kind of just lost the draft in that situation. Unfortunate for him, but it's not the Daytona race. It's not the big one. So if you're going to have a mistake, or not even necessarily a mistake, or just kind of, you know, a bad hand at that moment in time, let it be that. And I'm going to believe that these 4 drivers are going to come down pit lane this time. They slowed up coming up to Jeffrey Vickery. And never mind, I figured maybe slowing up behind Jeffrey, they were considering coming down pit lane there, but it looks like they're just trying to pick him up in the draft. I don't know if you can make it to the end. I'm going to assume if DJ and Al and Nate, they all pit, there's no way you can make it to the end. I don't think there's enough fuel saving to be done in order for that to work. All right, we're coming down now, ladies and gentlemen. 4 laps to go. We're starting to reel these in. These laps are going by. As I said, it's going to be quick. No cautions up until now. It's exactly what Chris Hubka was hoping for to start this one. So we'll have to see how we finish this one off. We'll jump into one of my other favorite views right here. This is what we call the Daytona 500 one. We got a couple different options. We got a spotter camera, which really, of course, is what the spotters could see from their stand all the way up top of those Daytona grandstands as they tower over you. Again, pretty cool experience getting to see that in real life. Right now, Trey Whitehead is currently in the 5th position. He would be the guy to filter back out into the lead once these front 4 drivers make their way down pit lane. We're coming down to 3 to go. I just imagine that they're just really hoping for a caution, but with so few cars on track, I don't see where that was going to be a possibility. But, you know, for some drivers, if it's going to work, it's going to work for them. So we'll have to see what the decision is here. What does James Jones and crew do as they're coming off? And here comes Gardner. This is Kyle Gardner, but he's going to come alone. So coming down to 2 laps to go, Kyle Gardner just had no choice. He said it looks like he's just running low, probably running on fumes here. Everybody else has to be running on fumes. I'm just stunned, but if these guys pull this off, this is going to be one hell of a way to start the season for James Jones, winning the very first dual race in this series and putting himself on pole for Daytona next week. And any one of these drivers behind him, Ron Gardner and Cole Martin. So this is going to be pretty big for them. Cole's looking real slow, though, that 45. Don't know what's happening. Is he out of fuel or not? The 29 is going to pull it behind him. Looks like he is still up to speed, so he should be just fine. Alfred Denny putting down his fastest lap of the day, along with DJ Daniel and Trey Whitehead. Both of those will be the fastest of the day. And here comes James Jones and Ron Gardner. They're just going to have to call it quits as Ron's going to lock it up, and James Jones locks it up. Ron's in the grass. He's going to bring it back out on the pit lane, though. He's going to keep it going. He's good to go. Cole Martin, white flag. Here we are. Does he have enough fuel to make it to the end? He's got a 9-second lead currently I'm sorry, more than that. I'm sorry. He's got a 30-second lead. Oh, he's out of fuel. He's coming off turn 2. He's out of fuel. He is not going to make it to the end. Here's going to be the battle. It's going to be a 4-way battle for the win here. Well, actually a 3-way battle. I'm sorry. Chris Wheeler is a lap down, not in contention. So while Cole Martin is good to go, he is out coasting it down the back stretch here into turn 3. Trey Whitehead, DJ Daniel, Alfred Denny. The 3 drivers currently going to try to battle this one out for the win. I'm not sure Alfred's going to have any opportunity if DJ and Trey Whitehead continue to work together. Or does DJ try to do something? But look at the push DJ's got on Trey Whitehead as they go down the backstretch. They're fighting here into turn 3. Cole Martin is still coasting it off of 4. He's definitely not going to make it back around to take the win. But here he comes. Trey Whitehead's in first. DJ's not going to look to try to make the pass. He's going to let Trey stay right in front of him. No, DJ looks high now. He's going to have a run. He's going to try to do some side drafting. Has he got enough? I think DJ's going to steal it at the final second. Oh my goodness. DJ Daniel, what a spectacular finish. I think he did it. iRacing scoring is showing DJ's is the winner. I don't believe it. I did not think that was going to work. Wow. Here it is. We're going to go ahead and put this here into slow motion. DJ Daniel pulls it off in the final moments to win at Daytona. Wow. Just spectacular. What a finish. Good job for DJ Daniel. DJ, I'm going to bring you into the booth briefly here. If you just hold on there, give me just a moment. I'm going to see if I can't figure out why I still cannot hear anything from here. All right, everybody, just give me just a moment here to see exactly what is going on. What an absolutely insane finish to this one. Just a great job there for DJ. I'm almost going to have to just leave it there on that one view because it just looks too nice. Trey almost had it. I really thought. David Modestfall here on our Facebook page. Congratulations, DJ, for a fantastic finish there. Alrighty, let's see, everybody. Just one moment. I'm going to try to get this figured out to get DJ his interview in just a moment. Let's see here. Brockton Packard is on our YouTube saying, what a finish. So glad that he was in the spotter stand. Absolutely. I can agree with that one. So, yeah, what a finish. Everybody's talking about this one here, and I'm very sorry, DJ. I'm going to try to get this figured out. We're going to get you your interview here. Alrighty, so that's not working there. All right, DJ, I'm going to bring you in here. I cannot hear you. I don't understand still what is happening with my sound. But the ladies and gentlemen, the girls and boys watching on YouTube and Facebook, they can't hear you. So I'm just going to ask you a question. And, oh, wait, DJ. No, I can't hear you, DJ. Oh, here we go. Okay, well, this works. I can't hear iRacing, but I can hear you, so this works. Hold on just a moment. Actually, it looks like maybe you're not coming off here. All right, try this again here. Okay, so what happened was I ended up disconnecting you from the from my broadcasting, so I can no longer hear you. But now, yes, the ladies and gentlemen in the YouTube and Facebook pages can hear you. So DJ, I'll just give you a brief congratulations. How did you pull that off there at the end? And I'll give you a minute here or so just to talk it over.
It was all my spotter. He told me that some guys were trying to stretch it out, and we definitely had enough fuel to make it. So he told me to stay behind Trey. And I was screaming at him out of two, when do I need to make the move? And he told me, coming out of four, make the move. So I made it. And then I seen the leader down there out of fuel. I'm not sure who it was. So I made the move. Thankfully, I had my teammate behind me giving me a little bit of help. Thanks to Wheeler. Thanks to everybody at BMS for the opportunity. And that's the way to start the season.
All right, DJ, I do appreciate it. I am very sorry that I can't have more of a conversation with you on this, man. Congratulations, though. That was just one hell of a way to start off the season. I really thought you were just going to ride behind Trey there, and I should have known better. I will try to get you a better interview at one point here, so once I get it figured out. So I'm very sorry, DJ. Congratulations on the victory, a stunning one. We're just going to leave this view on the broadcast for now up until the next session starts up. So congratulations, DJ. Everybody's really excited for you here in the comments section, rooting you on, saying congratulations on a fantastic victory. I'm actually going to give you just a moment here to thank anybody you might have to thank before I let you go.
I can't thank all my teammates enough, especially Mike and Noah, for the opportunity. Mom and Dad, everybody else, all the family, for coming out and supporting, and thanks to the fans as well.
All right, well, I appreciate it, DJ. Congratulations again. Stick around for the second duel. Hopefully, if I get this figured out, then we'll get you in for a proper interview. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was DJ Daniel. I'm not even going to try to interview the other top three finishers just at the moment with our issues that we're having right now. We're going to go ahead and take a brief hiatus. We've got about 20 to 25 minutes before the next one. We're going to stay on the same broadcast. Just hang on tight, and we will get this started here. So I will leave for just a few minutes here just to figure this out. Everybody hang on tight, and we'll see you all in just a few minutes. Thank you, everybody, for coming out for the first duel. It was an exciting one. You can only imagine what the second one holds. All right, everybody. As a brief, just so you know, we are up and running. We are good to go. I'm not a very tech savvy person, for those of you that know me. However, it turned out to be a simple turn off a setting and then turn it back on, and it worked. So this goes to show for you. You just gotta love it. Let me do this now. Let me see if I find Trey. Let's bring Trey in here. Trey, this is Angel in the ESBN broadcast booth. You got me? Okay, so hold on. Try again.
Yeah, go ahead. I got you.
There you go. Now I got you. Okay, I've got everything figured out now. It was a simple turn it off and then turn it back on type of thing. So a wild finish there. You were on the wrong end of it, but I did see you put it in the chat. It's a W, even if you didn't win. Go through with us those final moments, and did you expect that out of DJ?
Well, in order to talk about the final moments, we've got to talk about the beginning of the race.
Absolutely.
So we'll go back there. The start of it, we were kind of hung out on the top side, didn't really have any help from behind. I think it was like lap 3 or something. We started getting a little bit of momentum. The bottom line was checking up, and so we were pushing forward pretty good. And DJ jumped out in front of us, and that's when I pushed him out to the lead. And we kind of just worked together all race. As you probably saw, we pit on lap 20, and we had all the strategy worked out. And he pushed me out to the lead, and just kind of hoping that either those guys in front of me would pit, or if they would just run out of fuel. And most of them pit, but one stayed out. And my spotter, my brother Brock, he's racing in this next duel. So go him, and go my dad too. He's also racing as well. Yeah, they were saying that he had run out of fuel in the middle of 1 and 2, and so that's when I told DJ over the radio that push me real aggressive down the backstretch to make sure we catch him, and then after that it's fair game. I didn't really expect it, like you asked, but even if he did win, he's still locked in as the pole sitter. So I got the top spot that I could get this race, no matter if I won or finished second to DJ. So we'll be starting third for next week's race, and just glad we were able to work together. Sizemore and Blue Motorsports have been working pretty good through the off season, and hopefully this is a good sign that we can continue that during the season and help each team reach their goals.
Oh, absolutely, and I have to say that I've raced against DJ enough to know that that's something he should do. And by the way, it was a 4/1000th of a second difference.
Oh, wow. It was that close? I didn't know it was that close.
It was close. It was close.
Yeah, I didn't really get to make a move. I mean, I was focusing on passing this guy, and I look beside me, and DJ's already there. So yeah, it was
like I said, I know DJ enough to know that this is something he would do. I don't know why for the slightest moment I thought he wouldn't. So, but nonetheless, it was a fantastic finish, and as you said, you got the best spot you possibly can just to start third in the Daytona race next week, and it's going to be a big one. So now you get to sit back, relax to see how this next race is going to be. What do you expect from the second duel? Do you expect more of the same, or do you think we're going to have a caution?
There's a lot of guys in this next one that have raced a lot with each other. A lot of these guys have come over from other leagues that have raced together, so they know how they're going to race. I don't anticipate it being, I wouldn't call the first race boring, but it was mostly single file for most of the part. I think there's going to be a few wrecks in this one. I think there's a few guys that I know that drive really aggressively, my brother included, so watch out for him. He might cause a couple wrecks. But yeah, there's a lot of guys that I've raced with a lot that are pretty aggressive. So
I could have said the same thing about you, DJ, Al, and Nate, and look how that turned out. So you know what? It's let's see what happens in the next one then.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll be tuning in and watching, keeping an eye on it. So.
All right, well, Trey, I appreciate you coming in. Congratulations again on that second place finish. Fantastic job, and hopefully we're talking to you in a better situation next week.
Oh yeah, I mean, hell, P3 wouldn't even be bad next week, so it could be the same situation. It'll be fine. But yeah, definitely looking for the win. So not very good on these super speedways. So we'll try.
I don't know. I'd say today proved different. So time to carry this momentum on. Congratulations, buddy.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, so that worked out correctly and probably the way it should have. So I'm going to go ahead and bring DJ, and I know you guys were able to talk with DJ. I'm not sure if he's still here. Let's see. DJ, are you still here with us? Okay, he stepped away. I know his mic is muted right now, so I just figured I'd jump in and check for just a moment. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go ahead and bring in John Garrett. As previously mentioned, John is one of the guys who helped really make this league possible with putting something together. So we'll go ahead and bring John in. Hey, John, this is Angel in the ESBN broadcast booth. You got me, buddy?
Yeah, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you? I feel like it's been a little while since we've spoken here.
Yeah, staying busy.
Staying busy, I'm sure you are. I'm gonna go ahead and give you this opportunity. Give you a few minutes. Go ahead and talk about the Fort Worth screen printing company you've got, and you guys do plenty of stuff throughout motorsports as a whole. So just kind of give everybody a rundown and let everybody know who we're dealing with here.
Yeah, I'm John Garrett, by the way, Fort Worth Screen Printing. You can find us on the web at fwscreen.com and most of your other social medias. We are primarily a contract.
John, I think I lost you. Are you still there?
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Now I got you again. Last thing we heard was you were primarily a contract, and I think that's it.
Okay, we're primarily a contract decorator. We other companies and individuals go out and get us the business. We decorate it, and then they get it to their customers. So a lot of the times we don't even see the end users. But we do screen printing and embroidery primarily, and some heat press stuff. So we do a lot of work for Fortune 500 companies, Southwest Airlines, Torchy's Tacos, Cookout, you name it. It's probably coming through our shop one way or another. We may never talk to that customer, but we are decorating their stuff.
Well, that's pretty awesome stuff. I appreciate you coming on here, letting us know. And as I mentioned, you guys do some stuff in other throughout motorsports. You want to go ahead and throw any of those out there as well?
Yeah, last year on any given weekend, I mean, we may have been on 4 or 5 different kinds of cars. We'd have stickers on Cup Car, Xfinity, sometimes a truck. We sponsored a couple of sprint cars in the Carolina Sprint Series. We're on numerous quarter midgets around the country. And then, of course, tons of iRacers love to run my logo. And it's not that, we're billion-dollar company and I'm just throwing money around. I work deals with all these people, and luckily I get to be a part of motorsports by doing that. So it's a pretty fun deal.
Man, that is pretty awesome. I know I knew all of that, but I wanted to make sure that you get everybody else, everybody watching gets the opportunity just to see that this isn't just some guy who races here and puts in the money to sponsorship. This is something that they do quite often, and like I said, it might not be a $1 billion type of company, but they're putting their money in places that benefit the motorsports community as a whole, and I think I and everybody else could be very appreciative of that, John. So we appreciate it. I will get your logo fixed. I don't know if I can get it done here before the second duel, but I'm going to switch up to the ticker settings. I know that one is for sure correct.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I mean, if I wasn't giving you crap on the stream,
it wouldn't be the same.
I'd be mad at you if I wasn't giving you crap.
I appreciate it, John. Good luck here. Go ahead and let you get some practice in. I know you got your practice session starting up here in about a minute or so. We'll be jumping over to that session now. So good luck, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you at the end of this one.
Yeah, I'm starting dead last, so I've got some work to do here.
Oh, that just means you have every person to pass. That's all.
All right.
Good luck, John.
All right, thanks.
All right, that was John Garrett, again, one of the guys who kind of runs or helps put in a lot of work for this. So, it's pretty nice just to have that opportunity. We're gonna go ahead and actually we're gonna jump out of this session, everybody. So we're gonna hold on. Just give us a few minutes here. I know we're all probably tired of looking at the side of this wall that I just happened to stop at. So Give us just a few moments, and we're going to go ahead and jump into our new session, everybody. Just hold on tight.
And the lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels slow-mo, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When
All right, everybody, we are back live here from Daytona Beach, Florida, the World Center of Racing for the qualifying duels for the Ghost Cup Series. This is the Esports Broadcasting Network. I'm going to go ahead and bring in the boss man now. Mr. Bossman, Christopher Hupka. How are we doing today?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. Nice to hear from you. Been a long time, I feel like. We're constantly messaging back and forth, but now you get to hear me, and I'm not screaming at you over the radio for once.
Yeah, we've been Facebook best friends here for the last few days.
A few days. It's been a little while than that. Nonetheless, Chris, this is your opportunity. Give you a few minutes here. Talk about your league and what you expect for the season.
Well, I'm hoping to get a good racing here throughout the season. I'm pretty excited. I know everybody else is. I definitely want to give a shout out to our sponsor, the Fort Worth screen printing with John Garrett. He's been a big help, and thanks to all the drivers, all the admins, race control, you guys at the broadcast, everyone that gonna make this league fun. We're all looking forward to it.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. You know, this is typically when I do broadcasts, I don't know anybody, or I maybe know one or two people, but you know, now I know just about everybody here, so it really makes it easy for a fun start to the league and being able, you know, it's just like, man, who do I talk to? I don't want to talk to one person too much over the other, like we were talking about. So, but it's gonna be a blast. I'm excited. I'm sorry for a little technical difficulties, kind of to start this one. It literally was the simple turn on or turn off a setting and turn it back on. So.
Well, at least you got to figure it out, man.
Yeah, now I can listen to some guys. So good luck, have fun out there, and hopefully we get a chance to bring you into the booth for a victory.
Sounds good, man. Looking forward to it.
All right, man. Let me move you back. You are with No Fast, right? Or Not Fast?
Not fast.
Not Fast. That is his team. Not Fast Racing. All right. Well, let's see. And now we're gonna bring our own boss man in here. Mr. John, this is Angel in the ESBN broadcast booth. Have you got me?
What a pleasant surprise.
I
guess I do have.
You know, it was about 7 or 8 months ago. Actually, more than that. Almost probably about 10 months ago now. You were interviewing me at the end of a race, and lo and behold, the tables have turned.
Everything comes full circle once in a while.
Doesn't
That's
it,
the only
man?
way to say that.
I'm excited. I get to see you racing. You know, you do so much, you know, behind the scenes work that maybe all of our fans here for the Esports Broadcasting Network don't quite understand what it takes to put everything together. So I'm excited to get to see you race, and you know, let's go out and win some races, man.
We're gonna do our best. It seems like our Misfit Motorsports guys struggled a little bit on this first duel, but we're gonna see if we can't do a little bit better this time around.
Well, that's why. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I like to think I'm a decent super speedway driver. However, you know me well enough to know that I'm very, very out of practice right now.
Well, luckily it's Daytona, so you know you got plenty. There was plenty of action in that first duel, especially to finish the race. So you know that you can make a late race move to win the race if you have to.
Oh, absolutely. The mechanics of Daytona is not really going to change too much. So we're just going to kind of see what happens and where I find myself. I'm starting from the back, so not really sure what to expect. I just kind of feel things out as the race kind of goes forward. I see how aggressive some of these drivers want to be, and if they don't want to be too aggressive, maybe I'll make some aggressive moves to try to get closer to the front. This is a duel, so I'm not too worried about losing my car per se. The whole objective is to win this race, not finish well.
Yes, sir. Go ahead and win this race. I'm going to have to kick you out just a little bit early just because we've got an invocation, a national anthem that we get to do today. So we're going to do this correctly.
We'll have a lot of fun with it, Angel. Look forward to going back, and hopefully we give you a good show.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, John. The man in charge here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with our national anthem. So in just a few moments here, everybody hang on tight. We get a fantastic national anthem done by a good friend, I believe, of Chris Hupka himself, and her name is Raina Osby. I hope I said your name correctly. And here we go.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as
My goodness, that was just fantastic. I'm just one of those national anthems that leave you speechless. We're going to go ahead and try to bring in Zach Woods for an invocation before this one starts. He might be doing it while he's racing. Zach, it's a little quick here. I finally got you in the booth. Let's get you in for this invocation before this race begins.
All right, let's pray. Almighty God, I thank you for technology like iRacing that exists, where we can come together and learn more about friends that share the passions of racing together. I pray, Lord, that our conversations tonight are fruitful and beneficial on your site, and pray that we have a good race. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen, Zach. I appreciate it very much. We'll get a little bit of a longer one, or at least a little more prepared one. I'm sorry. I really just kind of... but we're good to go, man. Good luck. Thank you for the invocation. Can't wait to hear him week in and week out. What's the plan for tonight while I got you in here?
Try not to be an embarrassment, I guess. We'll see how this thing goes. We're getting started here, and yeah, mind your P's and Q's till the end.
Yes, sir. We are green. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
All right, everybody. That was Zach Woods joining us here in the booth. He's going to be giving your invocations week in and week out. It's just one of the great things about this league. We get ourselves a national anthem, and we get to have an invocation. So this is an exciting one here. Again, if you're still watching, Josh, yeah, it was great. If you're watching, remember, if you're rooting for anybody, just go ahead and let us know. Now I get to get back into my groove ever so slightly more now that I can hear the race cars. I am a car junkie. Hearing cars and the beautiful sounds that these roaring V8s make means everything. Makes for a great one. TJ Roberts is your leader currently in that number 11 Chevy Camaro. Patrick McCrade in the number 77 in second. Brock Whitehead is in third. Joe David, I hope that's you say the last name, in fourth. Zach Woods, we just spoke with him in the Christian iRacers number 60 Toyota Camry. The only thing I don't like about that is it's a Camry. We got to get you in a Ford there, buddy. Maybe switch that 6 around to a 9. Let's make it a number 90 for my favorite number. Mr. Nick Biddy, I believe is how you would pronounce that, in the number 85 Chevrolet Camaro. You got Vernon Reese in 7th in the 00. Robert Lawrence is in 8th. Chris Hupka in that Twix number 9. You have John Garrett already making his way up 8 spots already here in the first 2 laps. Mark Gonzalez in the number 24. You're going to have that pressure to make sure that 24 performs well. We know it does perform well here at Daytona. Wally Babb just dropping here to 14th as Wes Fuller takes in the 13th. We've got Jonathan Leach here. He's running on the inside in that SRM branded number 86 Chevy Camaro. So we're going to have Jonathan, one of the boss men here, the guy in charge. He's running an SRM paint scheme. And then we saw Mike in the first dual race running our ESBN. And for those of you that are just joining us, maybe not 100% sure what I'm talking about, ESBN was acquired by us here at SRM, and we get to roll with both of the names. So you'll be focusing for now on the Esports Broadcasting Network. Nonetheless, we'll jump back down here in 15th. It's Charles Whitehead. Ricky Gonzalez is along with him battling for 15th. Nicholas Panico, I hope that's correct. And then Travis Noble rounds out your field here. 18 cars in the second dual race. We had 17 in the first one. We had a couple drivers who weren't able to make it to start for the dual race. So, they'll be starting out back next week at Daytona for the actual big race of the season. Nonetheless, we move on here. We're going to say single file for the first couple cars, but then you have on the outside the number 85 of Nick. He is looking to make some moves. He's got a very fast and aggressive John Garrett behind him. And I say aggressive in the sense of he knows how to make his car go where he needs to go. Oh, I think John may have touched a wall there in the tri-oval. He looks just fine to me. He's just going to have to back off and find a spot in line behind everybody else. It's going to cost him a ton of time here as he's going to stay 3 wide. He's going to dive in right behind the number 48 car of Ricky Gonzalez. So back up front, TJ Roberts is still your leader. Patrick McQuaid in second. Brock Whitehead's going to hold on to the 3rd position. So about 1 through 5, we're all going to stay single file. 6, now 7 cars in there staying single file as we're going to see the rest of this race continue. And really gonna see, you know, what kind of aggression do we see out of some of these drivers. Oh, thank you, Josh. You know how much I love my Fords, and I can't. I'm at least giving your Chevys a little bit of credit. They look decent, so. Josh should be in here as well. He's not in here, so everybody, if you're in the comments, go ahead and tell Josh, bad Josh, for not coming in for tonight's race to get a chance to be able to speak with him. Kyle Gardner's rooting on Zach Woods, wishing him some good luck. We know those guys are pretty good friends, and they've raced with each other quite a few different times here on iRacing and in different iRacing leagues that we have available. But right now, you know, 25 laps to go. Again, short 30-lap races. If you're in the comment section, let us know who you're rooting for. Who do you think is going to win this race? You only got 18 cars to choose from, and any one of these guys is going to be available to win this race. We do know that you're going to have to come down pit lane. But see, here's my question. If you're some guy running mid-pack, you can save yourself a ton of fuel. You can't be in the back because you're going to have to be a little bit more full throttle for a longer period of time, and it's really going to slow down your the abilities to be able to save fuel. And currently, TJ Roberts, his plan is definitely going to have to be come down pit lane because he's got the lead and he's had the lead. And you know, when you're running up front, it is full throttle the entire time. But any one of those drivers mid-pack, maybe, we saw what one of the drivers was able to do in that first race. We saw that was Cole Martin, and he made it up going into turn 3 before he ran out of fuel. Sadly, it is just too large of a track to have coasted around, but if he made it to turn 3, we had no caution, so it's not like he had that opportunity to save. You see Zach Woods pulls out from behind the number 83. He's going to go to the outside. This outside lane has been forming little by little. Here comes the 31 of Brock Whitehead. He's looking to make that move in front of Zach. He wasn't quite clear. He's got the ability to do it now, isn't quite doing it just yet. Joe is on the inside of Zach, so we're side by side. From the 4th lane on back, everybody is just trying. You see Zach Woods getting very aggressive with the side draft down the backstretch. He's not here, and here comes the 83 up in front of him. We've got ourselves quite an outside line forming. Oh, we've got our first caution of the day. We're going to see what exactly just happened there. Oh, this is right. Oh, my goodness. I didn't even see. This is just quite the angle. We got a couple of cars involved in this one. So it looks like Robert Lawrence is the main car we're focusing in on right now. Let's go ahead and try to jump to one of our other views here. See if we can see exactly what happens. So you see the 00 is pretty high up the track here. Oh, Zach Woods comes down ever so slightly on the 00, and it just sucks him around into him, and it's going to take out multiple drivers in that scenario. Jonathan Leach, what a great job for the boss man there, getting through this, just slowing down. Let's go ahead and, as always, my favorite view of the race is going to be this cockpit view, so let's see if I can, oh, no, not this one here. Let's see. Well, let's go ahead and get this view for now. On the brakes, see them all coming across. On the brakes hard, not going to... Oh, deciding. Great job there for Jonathan Leach. So you got a couple of drivers involved in that one, including Zach Woods. We see him getting ready to come down pit lane here. He's got some damage to go ahead and try to get figured out. Actually, it looks like they're going to give him the EOL. I believe this is what it is. Zach Woods is going to get the EOL for causing this accident, I believe. I do genuinely believe, in if Zach is a good friend of mine, I will be calling these races as requested by Chris Hupka to call out a driver if they make a mistake and bring out the caution. Now, that's not a boneheaded mistake, so simple, you know, got a little too low and it's just sucked the air right out of the side of the other car. So nothing that the other car could do in that situation. He could have been a little bit lower, of course, but you know what? That's Daytona. There's plenty of room to put these cars 3 and sometimes 4 wide if you're willing to. You see Hupka's got some right rear damage, and you know, at a track like this, these cars are just so aero sensitive. You want to try to get as much of that damage repaired as possible. I do believe they get a fast repair for tonight's race. But, you know, you don't want to be using it here in the first 10 laps. Nicholas Panico, I believe is how you say it. The number 55 Ford Mustang. He's the only driver to stay out. You know, he could probably make it to the end if, you know, some of these other guys made it before. Let's see if I can find Nicholas here in the Chat, I don't see him, so I don't see him here in... You know, that 55, I want to get a better view of this thing. I think this is one of those paint schemes. It looks like... Man, Nicholas, if you're watching and you're on Discord somehow, let me know so I can find you and bring you in. I would love to talk to you about your paint scheme here. Pretty interesting. I'm liking it. Well, Josh, I don't know if I'm sure a couple spots might open up even right after the Daytona race. So I'd keep your eye out and jump on in as soon as you get the opportunity to. I know Hubco would be happy to get you in as soon as possible. Yeah, this paint scheme, I saw it you know, you see it on Facebook going across where it's like nobody remembers exactly what it's from, but everybody remembers that exactly. And I know I saw it somewhere at one point. I just don't remember still exactly what it was. So if anybody's watching and knows exactly what that paint scheme is, we'll have to see. Mike back on our Facebook page, of course, rooting on Team Misfits. Oh, I'm sorry, the Misfits Motorsports. Team Misfits, another team in one of my leagues. That would beat Jonathan Leach in that one. Gardner's said he's putting his money on Not Too Fast Racing. He says he's not biased at all, but you know what? I agree. It's okay. You can root for those guys at every chance you get. We are getting ready to go back. Green flag racing once again. We'll have 19 laps to go once we get this one. That looks actually a Florida Panthers on the side of the number 55, if I'm not mistaken. That would be, if I'm not, I believe it is a hockey team in Miami. I'm not a hockey fan, but I do believe that's what who the Florida Panthers are, should that be the case. So here we are, getting ready to go green flag racing once again. Pace car, lights are off. Cars are double file all the way through up until the back where maybe an EOL puts you in the end of the longest line. Here we are, green flag racing once again. From Daytona Beach, Florida, the Daytona International Speedway. You see the 31, Whitehead, jump right to the bottom. The 77 switches around. Patrick McQuaid says, I want to go to the high side now. He's got John Garrett behind him and TJ Roberts to push. I think the 77 and the 11 might be teammates. I'm going to have to go ahead and double check to see. Let's see. I see. Patrick McQuaid and TJ Roberts are in fact teammates. So that really worked out well for the both of those cars. He's going to push him hard down the backstretch, but the 55 is still there, holding on tough. The 11 is clear, but his teammate will not be clear. He's going to stick with him on the outside. You see the cars come roaring through between turns 3 and 4. Jump back here. Oh, they're side by side. They make slight contact. They're going to spread around. Everybody else is going to have to react. Great driving and great awareness for everybody. They're going to keep it clean. It is TJ Roberts at the line, and here comes John Garrett making it 3 wide. No, he decides to back off. It's 18 laps to go, still plenty of time. But I guarantee you, if we had 15 laps fewer, that's a move John Garrett and anybody else makes right through the middle. Right now, TJ Roberts back to the lead. Patrick McQuaid in second. Here comes Nicholas back on the outside. He's looking to make a move. He's going to look for some help from that number 66 Chevy Camaro right behind him in the Fort Worth screen printing Chevrolet. Oh, here he goes on the outside. John makes the 3 wide move. He does it anyways. John, if you're listening to me and you did it on purpose, I love it. Unfortunately, the number 24 is going to leave him out to hang. Does he have any help? No, they're going to leave John out hanging. They're bumping and banging going down the front stretch. Whether by design or not, John's going to go ahead and fall right back to the back of the pack. Nobody decided to go with him. I think that's a mistake. We've seen how fast he is at these racetracks, so we'll have to see if anybody makes this decision later on. It looks like a couple cars back here deciding, just going to stay back. They're going to lose the draft a little bit. That will be Chris Hupka, Zach Woods, and Jonathan Leach. If any one of you two are driving, Hupka's got some front end damage. I would try to get around him. He's going to slow you guys down even more if you guys want to try to make some time up that way. So These three drivers losing the pack a little bit. We're going to go back up to the front here. You see the 55 is dropped to the back. We are now single file once again at the front of the pack. We've got 16 laps to go here in the second dual race for the Ghost Cup Series presented by the Fort Worth Screen Printing Company. And these guys, man, what a fantastic race we have had already here in the first 15 laps of the race. Robert Lawrence is going to go ahead and put the fastest lap of the day so far. 46.15, blazing fast lap at the moment. All right, Mike, thank you. He sent me a picture. He was Mike Corvo. I hope I'm still saying your name correctly. I should have asked at least Clay when he jumped back in. And I know I've asked him a few times and I still keep forgetting. But it is actually an old paper cup design. And if you guys can see what I was talking about, you can just go search it up. An old paper cup design. I'm sure you'll find it somehow. So Mike, thank you for sending that in here for me. That finally answers many questions that I had, whether it was a smart decision or not. And Cole Martin saying he's got his money on Pat McQuaid. We've seen I've raced with Pat as well. I know he's pretty darn good at these. All these guys here, I've raced again with a lot of these drivers, and every one of them, in my opinion, is capable of going out here and winning a race, whether it's at Daytona or another track. We got guys that I'm not quite aware about. I haven't raced with Joe David before, but I've seen his name quite a few times. The number 85, Nick Biddy, he is new to me. Ricky Gonzalez seems familiar. Ricky, if I raced with you before, my apologies if I don't 100% remember. Vernon Reese, Wally, I did get to speak with him before this race started, so I'll get to know him just a little bit as well. Travis Noble, Robert Lawrence, also new names to me. Mark Gonzalez, if you know Ricky somehow, maybe. Nicholas is a new name for me, as is Wes Fuller, but I got just about half of the pack that I've been able to race with before. I've had the pleasure of doing so. Right now, 14 laps to go. We're coming now to the 13th lap mark. We're going to go ahead and jump to one of my favorite views. Didn't get this opportunity to do this really in the first dual race. We're going to give you a little bit of our Turn It Up session. So just remember, if you are listening on a headset or headphones of any sort, you might want to turn down the volume because this will be getting loud. And just like that, we've got our second caution of the day here with 12 laps to go. We're going to have to jump on in and see what exactly happened. Nope, not showing me there. Let's see. No, caution was out at this point as well, so let's go ahead and jump back a little further and see what exactly. Oh, I see Chris Hupka's pretty slow. Chris Hupka. Oh, alrighty. So we have a little bit of contact. Chris Hupka. Oh, I forgot about my Turn It Up session. Sorry, this is probably not the most Turn It Up session for our league owner, Chris Hupka, and the man who runs the Esports Broadcasting Network. So let me try to get a different view of this for you guys. We're gonna go ahead a little bit of a higher view here. You see Jonathan pushing, and he just gets to the right quarter panel of, oh my goodness, heavy netcode afterwards though. Heavy netcode. Let's go ahead and jump to that right front suspension view for, oh no, we're still looking at Hupka. I gotta jump to Leach here. Not even close, but he got him pretty good. Still sent this car up and around. And poor Zach Woods, he was just kind of nowhere to go in that situation. All right, well, would you look at that? Our league owner and one of the guys 83 for Mike saying that he is a sleeper. We'll have to see. I think so. I could agree to that one. I've seen some pretty good speed out of him so far running up front here. So who can I bring? Well, we got TJ Roberts is in the lead. Let's go ahead and bring him on in. Hopefully he's not trying to talk any strategy here. TJ, this is Angel here in the ESBN broadcast booth. You got me?
I got you. What's going on?
Man, TJ, long time no see. Hadn't had a chance to talk to you in quite a while, and here you are running up front and doing it in dominating fashion. You got your teammate Patrick McQuaid behind you. Looks like we're probably going to go green with about maybe 8 or 9 laps to go. What do you expect to finish here, and can you avoid being the Trey Whitehead of the second duel?
Yeah, I think so, man. We're trying to work together. The goal right now is just to get Patrick and Hubka the best starting spots that they can get for the main race next week. So we'll do everything we can, try to block as big as possible.
Absolutely. And when TJ mentioned that, he did qualify in second in the qualifying session, which guaranteed him the front row, just as we do in NASCAR for the Daytona 500. So the battle here is going to be to see who can get into the 4th position, and putting his teammates behind him is going to be the ideal situation. So TJ, good luck here, and hopefully we're talking to you at the end of this one.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
My pleasure. All right, so that was TJ Roberts, your current leader of this race. Don't really have time to bring anybody else in. Actually, we're going to go ahead and James Jones is sitting here. We're going to see if he's... Hey, James, this is Angel here in the ESBN broadcast booth. You got me, buddy? Oh, James may have stepped away. He does that quite a bit, so always trying to see if... what works and who's in and who's not. James was in the first session, so you know, DJ said he was gonna stick around at one point, so all right, we are getting ready to go back to green flag racing. We're coming down the backstretch here. This is the backstretch that leads up to the Air Force Base here in Daytona Beach, Florida. It's a great view if you ever go to Daytona to see a race, and seeing the planes come in and out of that airport that's there. It's honestly just a really cool experience, and you can only imagine. I love being at the race, but I'd love to see what it looks like from above in an airplane. I think that'd be pretty cool. All right, lights are off on the pace car. TJ Roberts is on the point. Teammate Patrick McQuaid is in second. We'll see how they can make some of this work. Until then, we are ready to go green flag racing. 10 laps to go. We're going to come down to 9 laps to go, as a matter of fact, at this point in time. Trying to decide who gets to start in the second row for the Daytona race next week. TJ Roberts with a massive jump to start this race. Typically, you might think that's going to be a disadvantage. He's got his teammate behind him. Oh, we've got a caution. Oh, they are wrecking. Big one here in turns 1 and 2. We've got a big crash here. We're going to have to see what exactly transpired here as they drove here into the turn. Oh, let's see. The 24 it looked like. Let's see. Here it goes. This is Mark Gonzalez. Let me get a different view for everybody in this one as well. See if we can understand exactly what happened. Oh, we just stacked it up. This is just one of those situations where you just kind of stacks up on the bottom. It starts from just a couple cars ahead. Oh, see right there, the 85, it looks like. He tried giving room to his teammate, I'm going to imagine, or maybe just trying to give room to the driver in front of him. And it just caused a piled up behind and just nothing else. And a little bit more net code there as well. So poor Hupka, man. He just keeps getting involved. Nice save down to the bottom of the track. John Garrett gets involved. So you had John Garrett, Mark Gonzalez. Quite a few drivers involved in this one. Oh, my goodness. 29 makes more contact, I believe, with the 24 there. Jonathan Leach is going to make his way through. All right, let's see. Who else can I bring here into the booth to have a quick little conversation with? Enjoying my opportunity to talk with all these guys. You know, again, a lot of these people are friends, and ooh, I got an idea. Let's go ahead and talk with Joe. Joe, this is Angel here in the ESBN broadcast booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I didn't take you away from any strategy call, did I?
No, sir.
All right, good. Just wanted to make sure, man. First, how do you say your last name correctly?
It is just David.
Good. All right. I didn't butcher that then. I am known for butchering names constantly. So, we have Mike letting us know in the chat that you possibly a sleeper for today's race. What's gonna be the goal from here? I mean, you got a couple of teammates in T.J. Roberts and Patrick McQuaid in front of you. How can you plan to get around that?
My goal right now is to get a clean start and then try to get back down on that bottom with the line. We'll see what happens here. I got a teammate behind me, a couple alliances lined up. We'll see what happens here. I think I got a shot.
Man, Joe, sounds like a good plan. You know, I know I've seen your name somewhere around. Did you race in Hupka's other league before?
I started here in the playoffs, and I run in a truck league, and we also run Backfire.
Okay,
So
that's
there's a
what I was
few of
talking
them.
about. Yeah, Backfire. Did you race season 1 of Backfire?
I raced the end of it.
Okay, that's where I remember you then from, because I finished. I did season 1, and I raced in that one. So I was like, I feel like I remember his name, but I don't 100% know. So all right, well, good to know, Joe. Nice to at least put a name to the voice and everything, and we've got something to go off of it. Good luck here, and let's say we're gonna have a battle of teams here at the end of this one.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, man. Have a good night.
Absolutely, my pleasure. All right, Joe. So I said I know some of these guys. And Backfire is the other league that Chris Hupka got to run, and actually briefly broadcasted here on SRM and the Esports Broadcasting Network. This is where I got my opportunity to join. It's been absolutely fantastic since. So I definitely cannot complain. Pretty happy about that. So you got, teamwork, as I say, teamwork makes the dream work, and you got a couple of those guys up front right now in this situation. So the question's going to be from here, really, what can you do? What's, if you guys got teammates around you, can you make the difference? What can you do with it? Let's see, Robert Lawrence, I know he's in chat. Teammates with... I don't think he has any teammates in this one. Yeah, his teammates were Mike Sobanovsky, Chris Wheeler, and DJ, and all three of those drivers, I believe, were in that first race. Yes, so he's gonna have to try to find somebody to work with at this point as well. Let's see, Travis. I don't see Travis in here, so not exactly sure who he is with. We're going to have 5 laps to go to determine who gets to start in the second row of the inaugural Daytona race for the Ghost Cup Series. Get really excited for this one. We will, by the way, be getting a proper interview with DJ Daniel after we finish up interviews for the second duel. I know you guys got to speak with him for a little bit, but I am selfish, and I would like to get a chance to speak with him myself. So, pace lights are off. Pace car dives down pit lane. We're getting ready to go green once again. TJ Roberts gets up through the gears. He's going to start it off. 5 laps to go here in the second duel race of the Ghost Cup Series presented by Fort Worth Screen Printing. TJ Roberts up to get a great start. He's got teammate Patrick McQuaid behind him. This looks almost exactly similar to the last time. Nobody behind them. They all dive to the bottom. That is Brock Whitehead and Robert Lawrence on the bottom. They're going to try to make some moves. Where does this one in the middle go? No, he decides to go back to the bottom. What kind of run are they going to have on the outside? It is Ricky Gonzalez. Here comes TJ Roberts with a massive block. He's going to leave his teammate out to hang on the outside. That is not quite what I was expecting to happen, but that's exactly what is happening here. We come down. We've got 4 laps to go. Patrick McQuaid is going to force his way in. He's going to drop back to the 6th position. Luckily, he found a spot. But this outside lane, you can't have guys start bailing on it now because it's really, really going to hurt your chances if you want to make something happen here. Only problem for TJ Roberts at this point is he's not got a teammate with him. His other teammates were, Christopher Hupka and Patrick McQuaid. Now, both of them are in that pack trying to. Here comes the outside, though. The 31 and the 34, big move around TJ Roberts for the lead. Brock Whitehead, put him on the point. In the middle of 3 and 4 as they lead it, they've got a nice, decent 2.5 tenths of a second lead. You know that'll shrink in just a moment with the momentum. What does TJ Roberts do? He's going to peek to the outside. The 83 is going to go with him and Joe David. And now we got Patrick McQuaid. We're going to have side-by-side action. We got the first 3 rows, the first 6 cars, they're going to line up side by side, diving here into turn 1. We've got 3 laps to go. TJ's staying a little high, trying to avoid maybe some of that side draft. He's got to be careful not to possibly get put 3 wide. Right behind that, Nick Biddy, the only guy probably single file. Everybody else behind him is double file. You got John Garrett making his way back up, and he's got some drafting help from Jonathan Leach on the outside. Josh, you're gonna have to be racing if you want this interview. Here we are. John Garrett's gonna take him 3 wide to the outside. Oh my goodness, almost contact as they go through the tri-oval. We've got 2 laps to go. John Garrett on the outside. He's got draft and help from Jonathan Leach. No, Jonathan's gonna abandon him. He goes low. Thinks about going back high. John Garrett now stuck on the outside alone. No help. There's a ton of side drafting going on. What's going to happen here as they go down the backstretch? Here comes Patrick McQuaid looking on the outside. TJ Roberts has dropped to 7. Now Patrick has got no help on the outside. They're going to leave him abandoned there. Brock Whitehead is still your leader on the inside. Robert Lawrence in 2nd. Nick Biddy in 3rd. Travis Noble in 4th. Joe David. They're all single file with about a 3.5 tenths of a second lead over the 6th position of Patrick McQuaid. They stay side by side behind. We've got 1 lap to go here in the second duel race. Who's going to make the move? When do they make it? We saw DJ Daniel in that first race make it at the last minute. We didn't think it was possible, but here we are. DJ would win that one. Can Robert Lawrence do the same? Is he going to stay behind Brock Whitehead? These guys have no alliance with each other. He's peeking. He's thinking about something. They're side by side in the back of the pack, but it's not going to matter. The battle for the win is here. The battles will start on the outside of the 2nd row for the Daytona race next week. Here comes Brock Whitehead. They're going to go side by side. Oh, there's contact. They're wrecking behind him. Whitehead puts the block. It's not going to be enough for Lawrence. Brock Whitehead's going to win the 2nd duel race, and Robert Lawrence finishes 2nd. Patrick McQuaid in 3rd. They were wrecking coming off of turn 4. And that is how we finish this one. What a fantastic and exciting dual races that we have had here today. I just can only imagine what we're going to have waiting for us next week. Wow, what a finish. All right, typically we do, the plan is going to be to interview the top 3, but I did not get a chance to interview our 3rd place finisher in the last one, and Al, so we're going to go ahead and keep that to in the same situation. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring in Robert Lawrence. He's from Casson, Minnesota. I hope I said that one correctly. Let me just get one moment here and bring him on in. Hey, Robert, this is Angel, or this is just me actually today. It's Angel here in the ESBN broadcast booth. You got me, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Man, you almost pulled off the move that your teammate did there. Whitehead was able to get just enough of a block and keep you behind him. Could there have been anything else you could have done to put this forward into victory lane today?
As soon as I saw him start wrecking behind me, I knew he wouldn't have had any help. But at the same time, I'm glad to push a friend up to the win. I was more worried about gaining the spots for the big race this next week, and I sure did that.
Man, you did a great job there to finish it off, and I know you made that team proud. You got yourself a pretty good team so far. DJ, Noah, Mike, and Chris. You guys, I'm sure we're going to see you a few different times during the season here. I'm sure you got a couple guys you'd like to thank before we let you go.
Oh yeah, I gotta thank Blue. I gotta thank Sergeant Garrett. Sorry, Blue Motorsports, Sergeant Garrett, Sabinski Lighting. I gotta thank those guys as well. I'm just happy to be a part of this. I'm glad I could help everyone out, help our sister team out, and yeah, I'm just glad to be a part of it. Like I said, glad to be a part of it, and thank you guys for streaming it.
Man, it's a pleasure. I can't wait to be able to finish off the rest of the season. This is if the duels are any indication, it's going to be a fun one.
Oh yeah, I mean, coming from 15th to 2nd, I'm happy as can be.
Absolutely, man. Congratulations. We'll see if that 34 can't pull off a little repeat of last year's Daytona 500 next week.
Yep, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was your second place finisher, Robert Lawrence. We're going to go ahead and bring in Barack Whitehead here for this one. Hey, Barack, this is Angel here in the ESBN broadcast booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
A Whitehead was not going to be denied the victory tonight, were they?
No, I can't believe it. Trey, he actually spotted for me this race. Since I spotted for him last race, and oh my, he talked me through and what to do, and wanted to make the move coming out of 2 with Robbie there. I raced with Robbie on Tuesdays and Mondays, so glad we could work together there.
Yeah, Robbie said, while it's disappointing maybe not to get the victory, he said that it was a pleasure to be able to push a friend to the victory. So, Brock, what's the plan here? How do you carry this momentum into next week and maybe try to pull off the victory there?
Yeah, I'm starting 4th. Trey's starting 3rd. Got a couple of our cars up front. I think we got one of our guys in the back. I think we can work a lot with Blue Motorsports again, just like we did tonight. But yeah, crazy racing tonight. Trey called it in the booth. He said that we were going to have quite a bit of cautions. We had a couple there towards the end. But yeah, all out good racing, and going to try and carry it into next week.
Yeah, he definitely called it. So hope you get a chance to look at this interview here in the broadcast booth. It's actually got pretty loud there. It looks like you're burning it down too much there at the moment that we were watching. So nice job. Nice burnout. Congratulations on your win. I'm sure you got a couple people you'd like to thank aside from your sister team there before we let you go.
Yeah, like to thank Ryan Sizemore. He great team owner. Like to thank all my teammates, Trey for spotting, Noah for the paint. He does pretty good paints. I love this car. I love running it. I run it on my Mustang too, and my next gen. But yeah, I just want to thank Ryan for allowing me to be on his team, and thanks for Robbie, bro. Like, he doesn't understand how much it meant for him to push me and come up and go around TJ off of 2, and he'd go with me, stick with me till the end.
Yeah, it was a great one. Congratulations, and it looks like Blue Motorsports and let's see, where's your team? I'm sorry. And Sizemore Motorsports is going to be a battle between the two of you guys, finishing 1st and 2nd in both of these dual races. So congratulations, and we'll see if we're talking to you next week for a victory.
Yep, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was your race winner. What a fantastic finish that was. My goodness. Wow. That these races were fantastic, everybody. And I got to say, that was nothing short of greatness. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go through the final running order of this one here. Let's go ahead, and we see Brock Whitehead from Cleburne, Texas, which want to give an opportunity for everybody to see him doing burnouts. So he's still doing burnouts out there. All right, Brock Whitehead, he's going to come home with the victory. Robert Lawrence in 2nd, Patrick McQuaid in 3rd, Nicholas Panico in 4th, Vernon Reese will come home in 5th, Wes Fuller's in 6th, TJ Roberts would finish 7th, Zach Woods in 8th, Ricky Gonzalez in 9th, Jonathan Leach comes out in 10th place. Nice recovery for him. Wally Babb is in 11th, Chris Hupka's in 12th, Mark Gonzalez will come in 13th, John Garrett would fall 14th, Joe David in 15th, Travis Noble in 16th, Nick Biddy is in 17th, and Charles Whitehead is going to round out your field in 18th. What we're going to do now is actually we're going to go ahead and give DJ the opportunity that he did not quite get in that first one. So we're going to go ahead and bring him on in now. DJ, I've got you, and I know I can hear you, and everybody else at home can hear you now.
What's up?
DJ, man, congratulations on that first duel. I really am sorry about the technical difficulties. Again, it turned out all I had to do was turn something off and turn it right back on for it to work, of course. So, congratulations. We'll kind of do this brief little interview again, man. Did you plan the entire time to make that move at the end, or did it just kind of materialize at the right moment in time? You said, hell, I got to give it a shot.
I mean, my spotter Brockton would tell you I was yelling at him the entire lap. When should I make the move? So, I mean, it really just materialized. I had my teammate Wheeler behind me. It was set up perfectly. I almost made the move too late, though, as you've seen.
Oh, my goodness. That was 4/1000ths of a second. I'm not sure if anybody told you what the difference was.
I figured out what it was. We were door banging side drafting almost.
Yeah, it put on for quite the show for us, and it made, honestly, the second duel just as good overall race-wise. So if this is the way things are looking, I think this is going to be a fantastic season. DJ, I know you myself just from the success that you've had in some of the other leagues we've raced in together, and I can't wait to see what you got this season. There's a lot of drivers here that are definitely going to give you a run for their money. What's going to be, of course, the goal is to win next week at Daytona, but how do you execute? I know you're starting on pole regardless.
I mean, no mistakes on pit road, no speeding penalties, just basic stuff, just keeping your head in the game and not giving up. I'm not sure if anybody's seen, but I actually missed my pit box, and that's how Trey got me on pit road initially, so.
Well, no, typically I can hear something like that over as I'm doing the broadcast. I can hear when somebody messes up something like that, but lucky for you, I could not hear anything. So it didn't get put on the broadcast, just what you told everybody now.
Luckily, it was only like inches. Like I was able to just slap it in reverse for a second and back it up.
Nice. Well, awesome. I'm gonna give you one more opportunity here to thank your sponsors. I know you got to do it, but now with a little bit better of an interview, give you another opportunity to do so here.
I want to thank BMS, Rocco's, everybody that helps me out, especially my teammates, and want to thank Trey Whitehead for working with me. I know we've had our run-ins, but when we work together, we can make magical stuff happen. So just everybody, the family, and the fans, and you, of course.
Yeah, I agree. I had my run-in once with Trey. Don't worry. It's all fun and games now. Just like I think we had a brief run-in in backfire. So it's all fun and games now. We're all here to have fun.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, DJ, congratulations again. Glad we got to get this interview done correctly, and good luck. We'll see you next week, and hopefully it's back in victory lane. We will be interviewing again next week before the race starts for the pole position. So just be ready for that one.
Alrighty, I'll keep my ears on. I'll make sure I'm not deaf.
All right, thank you very much, DJ. He was your winner in tonight's race. What a fantastic finish! My goodness, it was a blast. Thank you everybody for coming out, watching with us. Please be ready to join us in next week. Once again, this was Angel Santiago with the Esports Broadcasting Network. It is a sim racing media company. We will be live 9:00 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central next week here, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook with us. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to us. That way you are ready for us whenever we get started next week and any one of the days this week. We got plenty of racing each day of the week, sometimes double and triple headers. So thank you once again for everybody. This was Angel